Hello everybody, it is Barry Lacrosse and this is my first video here, and we are doing a little stream tutorial because we had a little request on Instagram for it, so I'm going to be doing it on my gamer here, a Maverick Optic High School. I really like the pocket in it, I think it's very nice. But alright, so I'll get back to you guys right when I have it ready to go. Alright guys, so I'm back, and I just went up to the shooting license because I really don't want to take them out and put them back in because they're set to how I want them for the release and stuff, so we'll just start from there. But really, I just have, let's see if you can see this, so I have the tie for the top string right here, and then the tie on the next hole for the next 10 diamond row, and then I skip a hole into an SI, which I'll show you guys in a second here. Skip a hole, SI, that came out weird, SI, and then I usually do another hole, skip a hole, and then an SI, so I'm going to show you guys that right now. So there's two different ways of doing an interlock, or SI, which is another type of interlock. I usually do SI because I think it pulls the mesh a little bit tighter. So you want to go down, here, you want to go down through the top of the mesh hole, in through the sidewall, there's the hole, there it is, and pull it through, and then you'll see like a little loop here. If you pull it a little bit, pull it through the sidewall hole and through the loop again, and it'll just create a nice little interlock inside the hole of mesh, and it'll pull it outside of the head, and it'll make it nice and tight to get a good channel going. And then there's also another way of doing this called an interlock, or a not interlock, where you go in through the sidewall first, leave a little loop here, if you want to leave a little loop here, and then through the hole of mesh, and then back through the loop, and then pull it nice and tight, working it back and forth to get it really tight. There we go. With this one, it's not very good because it's not skipped enough, so the SI is the better way to go here. Well, personally, that's what I think. So I'm just going to do another SI, show you guys one more time. So down through the top hole of mesh, through the sidewall, and up through that same hole of mesh, through the loop, and pull it nice and tight, and get a nice interlock down there. Then usually right after I do these interlocks, I usually do, or this SI, in this pattern I do another SI right after it, so that'll bunch up and get the mesh nice and tight, and it'll start to bunch up, and then you do another a stacked SI. So I'll show you the SI again, just for this. You go down through it, through the hole, sidewall hole, up through the mesh, and through the loop. And there you go, you get another SI, and you want to pull that out like this. Actually pull it out like this, so then it, the mesh starts to bunch a little bit. So now for a stacked SI, which I usually do for the next one, so you're going to go down through this one, down through one hole of mesh, and then down through the top of another one. And then basically it's the same thing as a regular SI. You go in through the sidewall, and then the last hole of mesh that you put it through, so the bottom one, we'll say, this bottom one right here, you want to take it and put it through there, just like the loop thing again. Put it through there, but don't tighten it all the way. And then put it through the next hole of mesh, and put it up through there. And then you pull it nice and tight. And that will start to create a really nice and defined pocket. But there's other ways of doing this, like 1-ups, 2-ups. But I think I prefer these better because it keeps the pocket more defined and stuff. But here, let me show you guys. So 1-up is like super easy. So you just go, okay, so you go up through the hole mesh, and then then you just do basically an interlock without a piece of mesh. So then you go up through it, like we did there, up through it, and you go through the sidewall, and then you pull it back through here, through this loop here, and you just pull through. You want to push the piece of mesh up this way, and you pull nice and tight, and that's a 1-up, which I would use to substitute this SI, because it's a 1, sort of like this, so it's getting it like a deeper, but it's on an interlock, so I would use that if I was using the other way. And then there's 2-ups, which is the same thing. You go up through up 1, up through the bottom of another, and you go in through the sidewall, pull it through, and then it's the same exact thing. This way is easier to string, but it's not, I don't think as good. But a lot of people do use that. I know the guy Greg from East Coast Dives does. But yeah, that's not really how I used to like to do it. But yeah, so that's how I usually do SIs, because it usually works better. But then sometimes on other heads it works better with 1s, 2s, and interlocks. But I prefer SIs for the optic here. But right, so I'm gonna finish this sidewall off. So I'm gonna go up 1 for the, or no, what am I doing? For the stacked SI, we're gonna go down, down, pull it through, and then we're gonna go through the whole mesh, or through the sidewall, through here, through here, through the next whole mesh, through both of them, like I showed you guys earlier. And we're gonna pull it down nice and tight. And then you want to grab the mesh and pull it over to the right or left, whatever, depending on what side of the head you're going on, because then it gets it. Cause sometimes it'll pull it and it'll be like this, so where it's like hanging out like that. So if you pull it over, there you go. Then it's fixed, and then it fixes the mesh. So there we go. So now I usually do one more of these, one more SI next to that without skipping a hole, and then I skip one. Well, at least for this head, for this pattern, you go down through it, through a head hole, up back through it, and through the mesh, as you can see there. Alrighty, so there, and then I usually do a tie off. So I go for a tie off. Some people don't. I can't see this. Anything, but all right. So for the tie off, I usually go through a hole in mesh, the top of it, and then pull it through, and then put it through bottom sidewall, pull it through, and then just do an end knot. And that's the finished sidewall. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I just did a time lapse there for you guys for the pocket. And right now you see this is definitely illegal. I'm gonna have a ball with me. Oh, there's one right there. Okay. Alright. This is most definitely illegal. I'm fairly sure, yeah, it's pretty dang illegal. But that's where bottom string comes in. So there's many different ways of doing a bottom string, different ways for you to hold the pocket in, and for it to be tighter, or different ways of doing it. So there's many different ways. I probably have a video on how to do that. Those different ones, but for this one, you just want to make a little end knot like that on there, little start knot or whatever, if you know how to do that. Just like that, you know. Yeah, alright. So let's do that. And then, alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, I was just checking something. I thought I did something different. But okay, so you want to go up through the outside one for the one I'm doing. The outside string. Let's see if you can see that. See that outside one right there? Then you want to go through the next 9 diamond row. So see how this 10 diamond right here? Right here? This 9 diamond row right below it. So you want to go up through the outer diamond of that 9 diamond row. And then down through the other outer one. And then go back through the outside one, the outside hole on the bottom. Just like that right there. And then do the tie off. I actually like to pull a lot of slack out of it. Pull all the slack out of it and then tie it like somewhere down here. So that it's easier to tie the knot. But then you pull it back. It should be good. And where's that ball at? It should be legal now. Not yet. Sometimes if it's too deep still, you want to go up to that 10 diamond row, which I think I'm going to do here. And that will keep it from bagging out a little bit more, I think. And then it will keep it legal for you. So back through the outside one, up through that 10 diamond, the middle. You don't want to go on the outside one because that hole's already through there. Well, at least that's not how I do it, but. And then, so you go through the one next to it, and then through the one next to the other one. And then pull through. And down through the outer sidewall. And I pull it nice and tight, like I said. And then do the loop-T. Loop. And then pull it tight. There we go, there's that knot. And then it should be nice and that looks legal, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So, this pocket forms a great pocket and a fairly good channel. Let's see if you guys can see this channel here. It looks very good, that channel there. Just a ball's width I had before. I skipped too many holes in the interlock. Made it look too tight. The channel was like just a little bit smaller than a ball's width, so I think it was a little bit too tight. And yeah. So there you guys go. That's how you string a lacrosse set. There's a bunch of different knots in there and how to do them in the bottom string. I'll probably have a separate video for more bottom strings here. And start knots and things like this up here. And these. And shooting strings, how you do those. Yeah, so like the basics. So, hope y'all look forward to that. And check me out on Instagram at BarryLax. BarryLacrosse on Instagram. And we have some actual mesh we're selling, so if you'd like to order a piece, let me grab it. Okay, here we go. Piece of the mesh right here. Ooh, it's backwards. But yeah, oopsies. So, mesh. This piece is a little bit flaky because it was one of the first batches, but the newer batches aren't flaky at all. But yeah, that's the logo. Backwards. What did I say? No. Is there a new? No. Alright. Well, very lacrosse, but whatever. So, yeah. This piece is a little bit flaky, but yeah. So, that's how you do lacrosse head. And this is a ECM 15mm, so it's not the best mesh. It's a little bit stiff for me. I mean, stiff, soft, but yeah. So I'm rambling on here. So I'll see y'all guys next time. Next time. See y'all later. Bye bye.